I.S.U.P.K.
The 4th of July. I just want to know, are you going to celebrate, or are you celebrating the 4th of July this weekend?
No, I'm not going to be celebrating the 4th of July. And the reason being is because I'm playing in a golf tournament.
Otherwise, you'd be celebrating.
Well, I won't be, probably so, yes.
Okay, no sweat. So why do you celebrate the 4th of July?
Well, because basically it's an Independence Day for the United States. Okay, if you took it as a whole, it was for everybody. As a matter of fact, we just had this discussion, ironically, because actually our day is Juneteenth, not the 4th of July. It was basically a northern holiday, not a black people's holiday.
The Independence Day is not a black day. Okay. So, do you know the definition of independence?
Do I know the definition as it relates to Webster's dictionary, or as I think of it as?
Right.
I couldn't pronounce it or dictate it.
Read it one time. I'll have a brother read it for you, not to cut you off. It's just so you know from now on. Go ahead.
Independence, freedom from outside control or support.
Step up, Baba Kashar. There you go. Ahead.
Independence, freedom from outside control or support.
Read the next one.
The state of being independent, the time when a country or region gains political freedom from outside control.
Okay,
now,
so
does that mean also, may I ask a question on that?
Okay, just let me, I'm gonna ask my question and you can rebuttal. I just wanted to ask a question due to the, now that you heard that, right? What independence do black people have to celebrate on the 4th of July?
As I said to you earlier, it's really not a black people's holiday. Juneteenth is the holiday for black people in the United States.
But you said you would celebrate it if you ain't had your golf. So I'm saying, like, as black people, as you see everybody celebrating the 4th of July, I'm saying, what independence do black people have to celebrate?
Well, and again, as I said to you earlier, is that...
So do we have an independence to celebrate?
Again, I'll go back, as I said to you, Juneteenth
no sweat.
Is the Independence Day for black people.
So black people are independent in America under the rulership of the white man?
No.
So then we really don't have no independence then, right?
It's a state of mind.
Okay, no sweat. I got another question for you. All right. So if we were in chains in 1776 when independence was created, whose independence are we really celebrating on the 4th?
We're celebrating the state's independence from England.
Who is the state?
It was called the United States then, which is called today. That's the independence that we are celebrating. The independence from England. I'm
saying, is it a Eurocentric state? Well, I mean, we was in chains in 1776. So I'm saying, if we was in chains in slavery, and they was having Independence Day, so whose independence are we celebrating? Black people's independence or white people's independence?
As I said again, we're celebrating the United States independence.
Who is the United States?
It was the original 13 colonies.
And who was that? That's black people?
There were black people who were free during that period of time. There were black people who were also slaves at that time. There was also white people who were slaves at that time.
So there was.
Because, wait a minute, let me
ask you a question.
Because the reason why they came here in the first place, because they were all indentured servants who came over here from Europe.
So all of the black, wait a minute, all the black people that came through on the transatlantic slave trade were indentured servants?
I said the people. I didn't say all the black people. The black people that came over, who came over on the ships, underneath there, those were all slaves. Okay.
So you're saying the European, the white people were indentured slaves, is what you're saying?
Yes, they were indentured slaves.
Or indentured servants?
Servants, slaves.
Okay, the only reason I said that because it's a difference between an indentured servant and a slave.
Yes.
Somebody who offers to work for you. If I offer to work for you for a reward or something, that's one thing. To be put in chains, castrated, beat, raped, set afire, hung from trees, that's another thing.
That's a whole different.
You know what I'm saying? Especially when it's from a person from another nation. So with that being said, if we was in chains in 1776, was as a black nation, as the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans in America, were we celebrating our independence? Was that being celebrated at 1776?
No, not at all.
So it was the Europeans?
It was the Europeans.
No sweat. So will you continue to celebrate the 4th of July knowing that that's not our Independence Day and that we're still not independent under the captivity of the so-called white man in America?
Let me phrase to you why I would celebrate the 4th of July.
Go ahead, brother.
My father fought in World War II to make sure that I was going to be free, to be able to do the things I'm able to do to this day.
So you free now?
As free as I can be.
You couldn't be no freer than you are right now.
I can't be no freer than what I am right now.
July.
Okay.
Are you celebrating the 4th of July coming up this weekend or this weekend?
I'm celebrating it in heart. Might be doing something, as a celebration to, go out and do something with people, adventure, be social, but as long as the culture, don't. But go ahead.
Right. No, I know. I see you got the God and you got the uncle on you. You know what I'm saying? I keep that. So why do you celebrate the 4th of July?
The Day of Independence, right?
Okay. No, I mean, I'm just saying, this your thing. I'm wondering why you do it. I know, you know what I'm saying. Do you know what the 4th of July represents?
It's the Day of Independence, right?
The Day of Independence? Okay.
Independence.
Yeah. Do you know the definition of independence?
Being in a dependence of, from a second, it was our country.
I'm gonna get this brother. I'm gonna let this brother read the definition to you, if that's okay. Step to the other side, Baba Kashar. Step up, read it nice and loud for him, brother.
Come on. Independence, freedom from outside control or support, the state of being independent.
Okay, so given that definition, what independence do black people have to celebrate on the 4th of July?
I'm going to answer that critically thinking.
Any way you would like, brother. It's up to you.
I think we have a lot more talent and opportunity, and I think independently we need to come together so we can actually be more than what we're viewed or
So let me give you the question one more time, see if I can simplify it for you. Do black people have independence after we read that definition of independence? Do we even actually have an independence?
No.
Okay.
We got rights that are halfway.
But we ain't got no independence, no sweat. So if we were in chains in 1776 when Independence Day was created, then who independence are we really celebrating? I mean, it's somebody's, because it was going on 1776. We was in chains, but I mean, whose Independence Day is it that we celebrate?
Can you answer that question for me?
Okay, no sweat. If we were in chains, black people, black, Hispanic, Native Americans, 1776, when Independence Day, that's when it was created. So if it was created back then whose independence are we celebrating now?
Ours.
So back then in 1776, we were celebrating, we was in chains, slaves, getting beat, raped, castrated, sleeping in the pen in the back, and they was, and the white man was celebrating Independence Day. So is it his Independence Day or is it our Independence Day? And when I say our, I mean so-called Negroes. If you don't know, brother, you can say you don't know, that's all right.
I thought it was everyone. We. The people.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm asking you. I'm saying if we was getting our ass whooped and we was in slavery.
In that part of time?
when it was created.
Yes.
So who was it created? Who was independence created for? The niggas in slavery getting whooped, eating intestines, pig intestines, forced to eat pig intestines, or was it the so-called white man who was, you know, richer beyond?
White man.
Okay, no.
White man created the Constitution, right?
Right. So now, will you continue to celebrate the 4th of July, knowing that Independence Day was not created for black
us.
people? Exactly.
Would I?
Yeah. Are you going to continue to celebrate it?
No.
Most celebrating the 4th of July this year.
Well, I don't celebrate the 4th of July in particular. I mean, I buy fireworks, but the only reason why I buy fireworks is because it's like the only time of the year that I can buy fireworks for my kids. I mean, if I bought fireworks on Juneteenth, I'd probably get a citation and I'd probably talk myself into jail. So,
no sweat.
just do it on the 4th.
So that's why you celebrate the 4th of July?
That's why I buy fireworks. But then again, I don't disregard the 4th of July because it's when they got their independence.
Who's there?
The white people from England and stuff.
So you celebrate it because they got
I don't celebrate it.
Oh, you don't celebrate
I just don't disregard it because I feel like if they hadn't got their independence, they never would have ever gave us ours. That's what they're calling it. Independence, freedom. That's what they're calling it. But, you know.
So do you know what the 4th of July represents?
Is there a different meaning other than the one that I kind of thought?
No, I'm just asking you, do you know what it represents?
Independence.
For the white people.
For them, yeah.
Okay, no sweat. So what is the definition of independence?
To be independent, to not depend on.
That's close. I'm gonna have this brother read it for you so that you know
mean,
from now on. No sweat, sis. I mean, before I looked at the definition, I could have told you me. Go ahead, read it, brother.
Come. Independence, freedom from outside control. Come. Independence, freedom from outside control or support. The state of being independent. The time when a country or region gains political freedom from outside control.
All right. So, given the definition of independence, what independence do black people have to celebrate on the 4th of July or any day?
Well, I don't really think we have, and like I said, that's what they're calling it, you know, our independence, freedom, but it's not really, it's not true. It's just a way to kind of sugarcoat or just say, hey, we did this.
So in other words, we ain't got no independence as black people.
No, I don't think so. Not really.
So you know in 1776 then when we were in chains, getting our backs whipped, when they started independence, we wasn't celebrating black people independence. We were celebrating white people. So let me ask you a question. Knowing this and everything else after we talked about it, will you still continue to celebrate the 4th of July?
I don't celebrate it. I just buy the fireworks for my kids to see them.
Y'all celebrating the 4th of July this weekend?
To be honestly, no.
Most High Christ. Ain't that right, huh?
Like, nope.
Right. So do you know what the 4th of July represents?
Somewhat.
Okay, no sweat. You go ahead and let me know what you think it represents. Either one of y'all.
They pretend, I guess, the independence of this country.
And so when you say they, who is the they that's pretending that it's the independence of this country?
America.
Y'all know the definition of independence at all?
No.
Hey, I'm gonna have this brother read it for you one time, just so y'all know from now on.
Right.
Go ahead, read that one time, bro.
Freedom from outside control or support. The state of being independent.
Read the next one too.
The quality of, or state of being independent.
Okay.
Or you got one. The time when a country or region gains political freedom from outside control.
All right. So with that being said, and y'all hearing the definition of independence, what independence do black people have to celebrate the 4th of July in America?
I'll say none.
You'll say none? Most High Christ, you know what I'm saying? Okay. So go ahead.
I mean, like, you just look at all different denominations in America. Like, you got the Somalians that celebrate their Eid. You got the Mexicans that celebrate Cinco de Mayo. And you got 28 days of February, the shortest month, to celebrate black people. But it's like, we're really not free once you look at our youth being killed and shot by
That's
police.
right.
We're not really
Get
free.
that sister a hand. Get that sister a hand.
At all.
Most High Christ.
corporate America holding us down when we build their company up.
That's
and they
right.
bring their white people in, then they want to discard us. I know because I used to work in corporate America and it happened to me, and I'm just like, it's messed up how we as African Americans build so much, but we get no credit for it.
That's
They
right.
bring the white people in and put us in the back. The white people get credit, but the black folks that built it don't get that
All
credit.
day.
And so it's like, when are we going to get our true freedom? you
Okay,
know?
and you know what? I hate to slide in and answer that question, but I'm gonna tell you, the time when we get our freedom is when we let go of the religion, the cultures, and the customs of the other nations. When we come back to our original law, statutes, and commandments that we had before the religious aspect ever was put into place for us, to control us, you know what I'm saying, and to keep us separated and divided as a people. We could never come together as a people until we get rid of the religion and the doctrines and philosophies of man. So once we get all of that out of the way, then we can get back to loving one another like we love ourselves, and we can make things back right. So I got one more question. Not to celebrate the 4th of July. Why do you celebrate the 4th of July?
It's a habit, you know what I mean? Family. We've been doing it since we was kids.
So it was more something that was inherited, something you was taught.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Okay. No sweat. Do you know what the 4th of July represents, brother?
It's supposed to be Independence Day.
Okay. So do you know the definition of independence?
It's supposed to be freedom, like each side is own. Everybody can do their own thing.
Freedom. I might have a brother read the definition to you real quick, just so you got the whole definition from now on. Go ahead, brother.
Freedom from outside control or support. The state of being independent.
Outside of control and support. The state of being independent. Read on.
The time when a country or region gains political freedom from outside control.
When a country gets political freedom. All right? So now, we done read that definition, right? Is there more on that?
No, sir.
All right, no sweat. Now that we done read that definition, what independence do black people have to celebrate on the 4th of July?
You know what I mean? Being able to have their own crib, being in their own house, you know what I mean? That's how to work their own job.
But as a country or as a nation, we ain't got no independence. No sweat. All right. So with that being said, if we were in chains in 1776, that's when independence was created. Whose independence are we really celebrating?
White folks.
There we go. Most High Christ. So will you continue to celebrate the 4th of July after we done read this and went through it?
It's a habit, you know what I mean? It's one of those days, you know what I mean? When it come down, when we start getting it all the way together and everybody start waking up and everybody start realizing it, you know what I mean? It'll be just a different celebration. It won't be the 4th of July, you know what I mean? We'll be celebrating at a different time. But since this is what the government and the world, how we celebrate it, and my family used to it, right now I'm gonna celebrate it. You know what I mean? Probably next year I'll probably celebrate it again.
Well, let me ask you this question. Do you know that us as Black, Hispanic, and Native American people, being from the lost 12 tribes of Israel, we have our own high holy days right the 4th of July this weekend?
I mean, I guess when you say celebrate, I plan on just grilling, inviting the family over and just relaxing. I mean,
but you're gonna celebrate it, but that's what you mean. That's how you celebrate the 4th of July.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, no sweat. So why do you celebrate the 4th of July?
That's just something our family's always done. It's always been something like time to grill, get the family together, and focus on family time.
No sweat. Do you know what the 4th of July represents?
To be honest, no.
Oh, no sweat, man. So you don't know the definition of the independence?
Well, like, I know like what the celebration is, but like, I guess my thing is, I know there's more to it.
No sweat. So we're going to help you. Get his brother it's really Independence Day, the celebration of Independence Day. But I'm going to give you the definition of independence if you don't already know it, so that I can.
Yeah, no, I know the Independence Day is supposed to be 4th of July and everything like that. But I've also heard that there's different dates. Like Independence Day is not actually the 4th. The day we got our independence is not actually the 4th of July.
When you say when we got our independence, what day are you talking about?
I guess.
Okay, no sweat. So read the definition of independence. Let's just get that. We'll start there and then we'll just keep going. Go ahead.
Independence, the time when a country or region gains political freedom from outside control. Freedom from outside control or support. The state of being independent.
Okay, so now listening to the definition of independence, what independence do black people have to celebrate on the 4th of July? None. Okay, no sweat. I'm glad you said. Get that brother a hand, y'all, for real. Brother, at least he realized that. Okay, if we were in chains in 1776, getting our backs beat and raped, castrated, set on fire, so forth, whose independence are we really celebrating, be it that the independence was started in 1776?
Those that are already free.
Which?
Those were the oppressors.
Which was who?
America.
Who was America? I'm saying who? What nation? Who is these people that had us oppressed?
Anyone who
Europeans.
took something from another country.
So like the European, the white man. Okay, no sweat. So let me ask you a question. Will you continue to celebrate the 4th of July knowing that it's a day to celebrate the white man having us in slavery and being free of control over anybody else, meaning that we lost control over our nation and they don't have to answer to anybody no more? Would you continue to celebrate the 4th of July?
I would say that I definitely won't be calling people and asking them, you want to celebrate the 4th of July, you want to come over. It would more be a thing of, we all off work, let's grill, let's continue to do this family thing. That's, like I said before, that's what it's always been for us. It hasn't been so focused on the 4th of July since I've been younger. We're just more of a time for us to get together with people off work. So that's the way I'm going to continue to look at it. And that's the way I'm going to present it to my family.
Nobody tell you cry. You know why? Because I never saw you before. But you a black man like me. And it works out.
My whole life was trying to find something to follow. Had loyalty, every man tried to borrow. Felt pain and a lot of sorrow. Got betrayed, sold packs, I didn't even have my heart broke. Living confused, about to lose hope. Cops got me on the side of the road like a sideshow. Need an antidote before I croak. Now I'm setting fire to rhythm man blues, call this guitar smoke. Rebel with no cause, trying to find direction. The world got me vexed. Picked up a bad liquor habit that's hereditary from oppression. Felt like my life was on fire, trying to find an exit. Now look, 10 G's plus a good record. Sometimes a follower is a soldier, trying to find a good shepherd. Plus when you in hell, how do you excel? Wisdom the breath of life, I don't believe in fairy tale. Listen well to what I tell. No calling can cause pain. Something that a rebel knows very well. Can't you tell I was sent from the Lord?